The ocean is divided into different zones: intertidal, neritic, and oceanic. The oceanic zone consists of the photic and aphotic zones, referring to the penetration of light. The oceanic zone is further distinguished by depth: epipelagic, mesopelagic, bathopelagic, and abyssopelagic. Organisms are found throughout all parts of the ocean but have adapted differently in order to survive in each zone. This video will be discussing a few examples of how certain organisms have adapted to living in certain zones.
The sea star lives mostly in low tidal zone of the rocky intertidal. In the rocky intertidal, the sea star has to battle desiccation. One way that the sea star prevents this is by staying near the low tide zone or being submerged when the intertidal is exposed to the atmosphere. If the sea star does not make it back to low tide, when the tide goes out, it can be found in crevices or in tide pool in order to avoid drying out in the sun. It is a keystone species, also being a top predator in the rocky intertidal. During high tide, when most of the intertidal is submerged, the sea star can move throughout the zone to prey on mussel, crabs, snails, and so on. One reason that the sea star is a top predator in the intertidal is because of its ability to digest its food outside of its body. It can hunt prey larger than its mouth because its stomach is excreted from the internal body. And here's a footage of a bat star with the stomach excreted out eating a gooseneck barnacle. Another reason why the sea star is successful in eating hard-bodied organisms is because of its strong tooth feet that allow them to prey open mussels, clams, or gastropods, and even crustaceans. Another battle that the sea star has to face is wake force. The sea star has tooth feet that allow them to hold tightly onto rocks during high wave action. These tooth feet are extremely strong so they do not get thrashed around in the waves. The sea star has many mechanisms for battling the tough intertidal. It can conquer the fearsome waves and can eat many different intertidal organisms due to its unique way of hunting and digesting animals that's bigger than its own mouth.
In the intertidal, most of the organisms are sessile, meaning that they attach themselves to the hard substrata. In the pelagic zone, one obstacle that fish have to face is being able to stay afloat. Some fish have swim bladders that allow them to stay afloat, or other fish, like cartilaginous fish, sharks, have oily livers that allow them to stay afloat. In the epipelagic, there is the tuna fish. It lives in the photic zone. It does not have an oily liver or a swim bladder to help it stay afloat, so it has to constantly be swimming. One way that the tuna fish can generate lift is through the Bernoulli's principle. This is what the tuna fish looks like if you look down on it in the water. This is what the pectoral fins look like. This is the way that they are shaped. It looks similar to that of an airplane. The airplane can also use the Bernoulli's principle in order to generate lift as well and stay flying in the air. The water is flowing under the fin. Above the fin, water is at a lower pressure and a high velocity. Underneath the fin, the water is moving slower at a lower velocity, but since velocity and pressure are inversely related, it creates a higher pressure. This high pressure exerts a force underneath the fin that allows it to lift. The fish can turn its fin at different angles in order to dive down or to lift up. This is how the tuna fish uses the Bernoulli's principle in order to generate lift.
Although the tuna does not have a swim bladder, it has adapted to live in the pelagic by using simple physics.
Mitsukurina oatstoni, or better known as the goblin shark, is a deep-sea creature that can be found anywhere between the aphotic zone and as deep as the bathypelagic zone, with adults being found in deeper waters than juveniles. It is referred to as a living fossil because it is part of a 125 million year old lineage, being the only extant representative of its family, Mitsukurinidae. Their length are measured on average to be 3 to 4 meters long.
One defining feature is their elongated flattened snout. The snout is covered with an electric receptor which is able to pick up electric currents. Since every organism has some electric current in their body, this is especially good for sharks to hunt for food in dark environments.
The most advanced feature on the shark is its fast extendable jaw as shown here. This is an advantage to the shark because it is not an ambush predator. It is slow moving, and instead of launching its body to attack, it will launch its mouth.
Another adaptation of the golem shark is their long caudal fin, which is more equipped for steering in the water rather than swim fast. Not much else is known about the golem shark, but as you can see, the shark is well adapted to live in deep ocean environments. Now you have seen different organisms in some part of the ocean, how they are sustaining in the environment. Thank you for watching.